when we talk about economic change, there's actually a standard process for how organisations evolve. So when we look at the commoditization of a pre-existing act, say electricity or compute, you often get new practices emerge, and then those new organisations form around those new practices and they dominate. So in the electricity age, you've got Fordism; mechanical age, we've got the American system; internet age, we've got Web 2.0; cloud, we're getting basically a new generation of companies. Now, we often have these sorts of debates about whether strategy matters. I mean, Jamie Dimon once said that execution is the key to a strategy's success. Well, it turns out that this next generation of organisation appearing with cloud have slightly different ways of playing the strategic game. They have very high levels of what we would call situational awareness. And I did a piece of work a couple of years back in 2011, which mapped the phenotype or the characteristics of these next generation companies. And then in 2012, we looked at their level of strategic play against their action. In this case, it was the use of open to manipulate markets. And what we found was strategic play was critical, more important than execution. So players are a particular group of companies who tend to have extremely high levels of strategic play, and they tend to act on it. So they do things like use open as a way of manipulating markets. And those companies have had massive market cap growth over the last 7 years. There's another group of companies called chancers, which tend to have low levels of strategic play and don't tend to act very effectively. For example, don't use open as a way of manipulating markets. And they have tended to show very negative market cap or stagnation over the last 7 years. So players are a particular type of new form of organisation which have very high levels of strategic play, and that turns out to be critical for competition.